Hello, everybody, and welcome to a surprise late-night edition of the low-budget LCS. Get that knife away from me, Sammy. We have got an executive match for you. I just finished my match up, and I saw that this one was happening, and I thought I would hit you with some top-tier League of Legends gameplay content. I am joined today by none other than Triple Net.
Hello, it's me.
And
I'm back again.
Dark Chocobo Mage.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
We are going to provide some commentary for you here, to supplement your League of Legends cravings after the C9 CLG series. I'm going to find some logos while we talk about draft. So, what do we think about Yuumi, even though it's been nerfed?
Liking it in this lane versus the Veigar Nami bot lane. I think that ordinarily Sivir Yuumi, you can punish it with something like poke, since Yuumi's Q is a lot harder to hit. Now after the nerfs, Sivir doesn't have the most range, so she might have to rush an early tier ordinarily. But I think versus Veigar, Sivir's a great pick. She should be able to walk out of the cage, as far as I know, and then it allows both sides to scale pretty equally. So then it's about the mid game and how both scaling sides execute in their respective team comps.
I think Yumi's pretty bad into specific champions like Thresh. If you can get a good aggressive AD carry going on the offense on the opposite side. But if you can ban Thresh out and then pick something that won't get caught out too much or has dashes, I think Yumi's actually pretty good. Probably top tier right now.
Okay. Sounds good. I have not seen a Talia in a hot minute.
And it's a team comp that has that many dashes either, because there's the Wukong dash and Camille dash, and that's pretty much it. I've seen Talia picked a lot versus Yuumi, so I'm almost wondering if they're picking it as a counter pick, because playing Talia into Yuumi or Vi would have been really difficult. I'm kind of wondering about their picks there.
Okay.
I think it's a comfort pick because the Veigar lane could get pretty out of hand if you don't pick something with range, in addition to the Wukong.
Interesting. Okay. Well, if I'm making a bet, I always like to go with Wombo combo, and I'm seeing Victor ult on top of Wukong ult, and that makes serotonin go up. So, that will be my prediction for the series. Y'all can make your own should you like. And I'm just going to get these logos going so that we can have a game. Fun times. How was everyone's Friday in the chat? Thank you all for joining us. I know it's unexpected, but nonetheless, delighted to see all of you.
I think top lane is going to be pretty spicy.
How does this top lane matchup go?
Well, level 1 Set should be beating Camille, and then onwards, it's just up to skill. So I think Set should try to get level 1 fight early on and push that lead until it gets to the even levels of level 3, and then from there, just try to get a jungle gank.
Okay.
Which side would you expect these junglers to start on Popobo? Because I know that I think it can kind of go either way, where when you have this really strong scaling bot lane, I think sometimes teams will feel like, well, I really want to punish these scaling champs. I really want to force plays and get my scaling champs accelerated. And then other teams will feel like there's no point. Like, we're just going to handshake bot lane. The team is named Handshake. So perhaps then they'll have both junglers go topside, since the top lane matchup might already be a little bit volatile.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't know. Okay, here's a little secret for all you junglers out there. You're playing solo queue. You're playing Vi. What you're gonna do is you're gonna 3-camp bot. You're 3-camp your bot side. Don't care if it's blue, don't care if it's red. And then you're going to go gank your bot lane. And then if you get the kills, you win the game. You don't get the kills, you try again later. That is my recipe for solo queue. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, you can always go mid if they pick an Ezreal. There's always options with the 3 camp.
Ezreal mid technology. Do you think that's... I know it's being played right now.
I think it's okay, but it's gankable because it's mid lane and your Vi, so you have 2 dashes counting flash. So if you get a flank, you burn his flash with your flash, and now it's pretty gankable as long as you have a form CC mid. I think it scales well if you have a frontline.
Sammy, get away from the count, okay? You're not touching him. We've been over this. We need to find a suitable vessel that the Mighty Fool approves of. And he's not here to sign the release papers. So that ain't happening. Alright? Just so you know, the count will be helping us when we get into game. He likes to talk like this. And he'll help us sync up our timers.
As an executive player, I'm kind of wondering about this bot lane matchup too, because I'm noticing that Arthur Dent is the player that's piloting Veigar here, and Arthur is has played a lot of seasons on top lane. So I'm wondering like how it'll look. His Veigar will look. And then I'm also, as an executive player, and we recently had our match versus, is it UWF? They have a really strong bot lane, and Parity can punish quite hard on a lot of enchanters like Lulu, Nami, Karma, these really strong laning enchanters. So I'm kind of wondering how it will go when she's on a champion that's more passive, and how that will fit with her playstyle.
So, how do you think the bot lane's going to go in the aspect of level 1 to 3?
I think level 1
Are we all in game?
It's so support based, honestly, because I think like Parity can trade autos a lot early, and do okay that way, but I think afterwards it gets a little bit harder because Veigar Cage is so deadly for Yuumi, and then it'll be so much harder to trade after that.
Are you in game and have the timer going?
No, it's black and frozen for me, sad.
Try clicking on the little bar. The time control bar. Is it going now?
Smart.
Now speed it up all the way.
Okay.
Are you at 22, 23, 24, 25, 26? Yes. Okay, goodbye, my friend. I will see Mighty for brunch tomorrow. That's the count. He counts. So we see some spicy action happening here, level 1. Sling Monkey going to be taking up the damage. Venti walking forward, getting a number of autos. Hierarch's coming from the side as Parity is going to latch on. Throw that Q. Silver Q now coming over. They want this fight. It seems like Venti sneaking around the backside. Mobron here as well. Bugcatcher, Facebreaker going to be taken first by Kaloth Kawi. Now damage going to come out there from the Happy Stream. Does have the... No, not First Strike on Victor. First Blood! Taken out by Venti onto the Vi! And now they're pinging, they want to go up. Happy Dream just able to walk away with his favorite emote, the Confused Frog.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing these Yuumi Q changes after the nerfs, and it looks very difficult to hit that anytime. We'll have to see kind of... I know that they have some good CC in Set and Vi, but yeah, I'm thinking it might be an auto attack angle for the Yuumi passive healing instead of Q hitting.
Interesting. What are the changes? Is it just like...
So, yeah, the Q used to go like really slow and then go shoop and it go really fast to zoom at the end, and now it's just really meandering and also impossible to aim. So, I mean, it's not impossible. That's a little, victimizing the Yuumi players, but yeah, you'll see here in a second. It's not that Parity's bad at aiming, it's just the ability is quite weak right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a little bit of information on the junglers. It looks like Vi has opted to start this top quadrant clear. Wukong starting the bot quadrant clear, not opting to go for the accelerated bot gank pathing, which I think makes a lot of sense on Wukong. You don't have that same CC that Vi necessarily does, so you're just going to want to clear down, look to Gina damage where you have set up, and then get your 6. However, Kaloth Kuai, or I don't know how to pronounce that, someone tell me how to pronounce that, getting pretty low here in this top matchup. However, set regeneration is pretty large, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Now, I've heard these Vigars are supposed to build Dead Man's Plate. Yes?
Yeah, but I think
sounds
they go
pretty good.
Rod first.
They do need their
Rod.
AP item first.
Okay, Rod, Dead Man's. Do they get a death cap? I imagine they would get a death cap, right?
If they have mixed damage on the enemy team, death cap sounds pretty good. But if they have at least 280 threats, I think Zania's third is better. So you can just do double armor.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we will see how this times out in bot lane. I'm going to ask Triple if you want to just keep your eyes on those Vigar stacks. Every once in a while, you can do a Vigar stat check. That'll be a good time.
Noted, my eyes will be peeled.
It does look like Vigar has opted to go for the first strike here. So going a little bit of that gold econ, getting greedy. Same thing with Hierarchs in the mid lane. Happy Dream opting for the Airy. Anyone know the Airy Victor tech, or is it just the move? Because you get a shield, right? When you auto?
So you can't proc Airy on yourself. The shield
okay.
doesn't work. So mainly it's just for the increased auto attack trading damage there.
In the mid lane, flash out from Hierarchs means that they're going to be safe. I was hovering there as well. Could have been bad.
Look at that sum tracking from the from Handshake. Everybody's right away on those pings.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's like when you're really sweating, it's like, ah, they flashed! Just you spam ping it. It's a good time. Yeah. So we do see early on here, still just the first blood from the level 1. Most of the gold difference is likely going to be that. Some of it is going to go from a little bit of mid-CS difference. Happy Dream farming up happily in the mid lane. And yeah, just chilling for now.
And you'll notice that, I don't know what runes Tilly normally takes, but she went Minion Dematerializer here, and Victor took Biscuits. And so Talia is really, really low on mana, and I think it's making these trades a lot harder when she can only pressure with auto attacks.
Interesting, yeah. So, Talia going to be a little bit of resource deficit here. As we are... So, Silver Yumi obviously really wants to scale, but Vigar also is totally fine scaling. So I wonder how long this game is gonna go. Oh boy. We do see a little bit of that first strike gold coming out there for Arthur Dent. I love watching top lane matchups because, ooh, go off going in. Vi available. Flash Q is gonna land. Bug Catcher auto. Not quite gonna be enough. Sling Monkey hits the Q, but Camille is so slippery, especially when you're running the Flash instead of the Ignite.
What do you think of this top lane matchup with the current wave setup now that Camille doesn't have sums? Like, is it kind of doomed with it this close to Red Side's tower, or is it Camille can break it when she gets there?
I think I'll pass that one over to our resident top lane expert. Yeah.
I think it depends on if the jungler is nearby. So she needs to get a ward in the tri-bush and then try to break the freeze from there. She thinks the jungler is there just to soak experience. This matchup's very volatile, so I'd be very scared about fighting.
Interesting. Okay, so actually maybe if you're the jungler here, you want to path top because if it's volatile, you can...
Yes.
I know when it's Camille Jax, especially, it's like whoever gets the first gank, it's just doomed for the other side.
Yes, and Camille is a champion that has no wave clear while Set does inherently. So if it's frozen like that, it's very terrible for her in that aspect. But Camille comes back very heavily with the Divine, so it's a fair trade.
Interesting. We do see Vi potentially going for the Drake there. Will get spot out by the fish.
Seeing that Sivir here is fully committed to scaling and has gone a cull. I think that's pretty good since Vigar's getting those, free stats from his passive. He already has about 50 AP ticking, so the cull should help Sivir keep up with that pace.
Yeah, and obviously Yumi also quite loves the scaling. I'm wondering, Triple, do you know if there's any reason particularly to pick the Nami with the Vigar, or is that just maybe comfort?
Nami is a super strong combination. So a few seasons ago, Nami's E was changed to apply on abilities and not just auto attacks. And so that means that Nami can contribute a lot to Vygar's burst damage, especially as Vygar is a champion that uses lots of times in his one-shot combo three abilities. He uses his W, Q, and his ulti. So Nami has 3.
You see Hierarch's coming down here in the bot lane. He's going to use that ultimate. Arthur Dent going to be forced to flash over the wall, but will get knocked back into the field of immobility. Mobron now going to be taken down underneath the turret. Dreamo potentially looking for another one, but is going to have to back off as those towers do hurt quite a lot more. And on top of that, Seer Rip is paying forward the subscription for Referee Todd. Now, Referee Todd, here's what you're going to do. There are 2 Denny's in Vermont. There's one in the north, there's one in the south. The one in the north is near Burlington. You're going to go to that one. You're going to go around back. The manager's name is Todd. He's our buddy. Knock on the door. Bup, ba-da-da, bup, bup, bup. Pancakes are on us. Thank you. Yeah, so coming out with the aggression, using that Talia wall really well to get a kill onto the Sivir.
Yeah, they got great value out of that.
And they got Herald at the same time.
Flip side, Victor is farming up a storm, so I wonder if that's going to be their win con.
Yeah, it does look like, even though they just got that kill, obviously the Herald gold hasn't quite been cashed in yet, but there is a chunk of a gold lead here, about 700 gold for the side of Handshake. A lot of that coming from mid and jungle farm. The Wukong has been just really hard farming their camps after they got that level 1 kill, and has 3 swords to do it with.
Right, and they're picking up Drake here too, which will help counter the early Herald from red side.
Yeah.
Equal pressure, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so we got a trade of neutrals. And now we see that how volatile this top lane matchup is. Both of the top laners here going incredibly low. But both the junglers just not quite bothered. Ooh, flash forward! Set ult, and Bugcatcher is going to be soloed by Kaloth. Oh. What'd you think about that one?
That was crazy.
Ooh.
He really used the minions.
Yeah? How so? I didn't...
To his advantage. Because he had to force him to come up because of the minion position pushing up. So then when he walked up one extra time, he went to engage, and Camille tried to go back. He flashed forward and forced to play.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying about the minions. It's really bad for the minions to be there for Camille, so she's kind of forced into that one.
It's a frozen lane.
Ah. So some great play. Sling Monkey hiding in the bush here, but so are Mopron and Venti. It's a lot of mid lane. Venti going forward is going to be using the Cyclone and just one-shots the Talia. Now Sling Monkey going to go in, but going to be forced to use the flash of their own. Cyclone will hit under the turret, as will Wave, but they don't quite maybe have enough damage. But Vi's going to go back in. She's going to use the barrage and will get double killed by Venti.
Oh, so painfully close to the Vi ult. Almost pulled the Wukong under the tower for the return kill, but he just was able to get out from under there and catch the Vi off guard.
Oh yeah, little robot man
like it. 3
coming
plates
out
here
with the classic saying, LeChance does lick toes. Thank you very much. We all need to remember this.
No.
Yeah.
Can Vygar survive the bot lane?
Yeah, I was also thinking
Okay.
not only does Nami help contribute to that poke damage, but Sivir Yumi has quite a lot of poke here. They're not the easiest to kill somebody since the main engage they have is Sivir ulti or Yumi ulti just running at you, especially since Yumi ult doesn't root anymore, it just slows. But it does really help the Nami withstand the poke damage there.
Yeah.
Well, it's really
And-
showing the wave clear top lane. He's
Yeah.
getting frozen every lane.
I was going to say, we're seeing exactly that pattern as described. Ooh, Bugcatcher, though, is going to go in here. Does have Venti, who is 3-0 with the Sunderer available. Kaloth going to take another damage. Uses the ultimate on the Wukong. Haymaker is available. Doesn't quite get the Camille. The Camille uses the Hectic ultimate and flashes over the wall. Now, we're going to have to see, can Sling Monkey get over the wall? They don't quite make it with the Q. And now the Wukong is running them down, and those Qs are unstoppable.
Wow, that was a great counter gig.
It was great from Venti to be there, just kind of doing Wukong things. Oh, hang on, though. We have another play. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. Arthur Dent going to use the Everfrost, will be able to dodge out. Hierarch's flashing away to dodge Arthur Dent's damage, but now Arthur Dent is just going to get run down by Dreamo and Parody, and Hierarch's going to help him pick up 2. So we're just seeing across the map. You make a play top, we'll make a play bot. We'll make a play top, we'll make a play bot. And I love Executive because you get to see this just such explosive gameplay coming out.
Yeah, and you've seen that through this whole game so far. One team gets Herald, the other team gets Dragon, one team ganks top, one team ganks pot.
Yeah. Hierarch's now going to be on the targeting end of the Chaos Storm, but will be able to blast Cone just over to safety there. I think this Wukong might be Thanos now. Well, I'm only seeing one item. So I'm going to say one item for one stone, but now we see Salt and Battery going to be used up on Happy Dream there, and Dreamo's here, uses the Gravity Field to stun him up, but Dreamo is not in it. And that is going to be a killing spree for the Sivir.
Like, these are so important because the strong counter ganks from Handshake have really we're really looking to swing the game in their favor for a little bit there. So I'm really happy to see both teams looking for these options and counter ganks and plays across the map.
Yeah, and so far, there's a huge concentration of gold on both teams. So you've got Dreamo down here, 6k gold to the counterpoint, most gold in the game. Hang on, though. Bugcatcher just going to be able to get out of that. Ooh, Parody, though, going to get stunned up. The cat might die. The cat is still alive, but Mobron is able to pick up that kill. Now Dreamo is left solo in the bot lane. As Venti going to look here, the counter-opposing forces, Cyclone going to be used under the turret, and that shutdown will go over to Arthur Dent. Somewhat evening up that gold from where they were. So yeah, but what I was going to say is you've got the Wukong and you've got the Sivir, and they're kind of these opposing forces, and I was going to say what happens when they meet. In that case, Venti takes it, because you have the increased numbers, but both of these champs absolutely going to be scary as this game goes on, but Handshake are going to look to handshake their way into a Drake.
Seeing the kind of lethality of Vigar Cage for Yuumi, I mean, if she really tries to play for auto attacks like she used to, it's so much more punishing into this kind of CC zone. Sivir almost has to be in the cage with her, have Yuumi attach, and then walk out together with Spell Shield up.
Interesting. So
but once again, they're trading objectives.
Yeah, good point.
Their win con is Dragon then, especially with the Victor.
Yeah,
so I wonder if the red side can get value out of the second Herald.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because Spectator does not like to point out when Herald's going down. It just kind of goes down silently, and you don't really realize it until you see that little purple thing in the spot where the ward should be. So we do have the second Herald here for Vi. I don't think you should use it bot, because that turret's already pretty low. We do see Wukong looking bot here for another gank, but Sling Monkey will be up here in the top lane. Bugcatcher, Hextech Ultimatum available, but so is the Assault and Battery. Q going forward. Set ult going to be used, but Set's going to be incredibly low. Sling Monkey now going in. Bugcatcher going to be able to get that shield and trying to do the damage, but the Camille has the full Sunder, and you only have components, and now Kaloth's going to be in trouble, and Bugcatcher finds the 1v2. Now Dreamo might be in trouble as Venti's finding the damage, is forced to flash away as Parody hops back on. And it looks like they are going to be safe for now.
Whew. That was great patience by Bugcatcher on the top lane.
Yeah, really just waiting, biding their time, knowing that the set is probably in that bush. But hang on, we have a flash forward for Venti. There goes the ultimate Dreamo, looking to do the damage, but he's trapped between a monkey and an evil madman, and the cat pops out, and the cat goes down. Whew. So, it really looks like Handshake are doing a great job sort of accelerating with this Wukong, using him to dive the Sivir that was ahead, to sort of mute the resources that UWF have been able to put up on their bot lane, leading to about a 3,000 gold lead here. Actually, exactly 3,000 gold lead here. But still 2 minutes before, almost 3, before any kind of next neutral objective spawns.
Right, I'm wondering where Vi is going to use this Herald. I'm trying to look at the turrets around the map. I think if you breathe on bot side turret, it'll go down. Mid turret, mid turret, and top turret, both are pretty healthy, so I'm not really sure. It seems like a waste to use it bot side. Maybe they could save it for another objective. I'm not sure how long it is until the next Drake.
2 minutes and 22 seconds until this next Drake. LeChance does lick toes. Thank you, Drawsome J. So, tell me, how are you going to get back into this game if you are UWF here?
Well, I would look to get a pick on the top side jungle and then drop Herald mid. And then if we got value from the mid Herald and we have an angle to get better vision in the dragon, I try to get dragon to stall out.
Okay, Arthur Dent gonna flash forward on Dreamo here as Venti is here, and they are just going to bring 5 from nowhere, and the cat will fall. Ooh, man. Handshake just not wanting to let Dreamo play this game.
Wow.
Yeah.
They pulled the trigger so quickly there.
No hesitation, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the
Ult
weaknesses
from the
of
Vi will be underneath the turret here, but does have that Radiant Virtue Hextech Ultimatum used, and that is just going to be a little bit of a stalemate. Radiant Virtue going to pump up both these health bars here, and they will drop the Herald top here for Kaloff. Chocolate? Okay, this is an important question from chat. Which do you guys prefer, chocolate milk or strawberry milk?
I can't say that I've ever had strawberry milk.
I say chocolate. 1, it's more common, just like in my culture. 2, I just really love chocolate. Like, honestly, I could see chocolate and strawberry milk mixed together being great.
No, I would not do that. I would not choose to do that.
No? Why
What
not?
if I want to choose a white milk? Come on now.
White milk?
Plain milk.
Just plain milk, man.
Yo,
Dude,
Go ahead.
imagine you're at the coffee shop and the barista asks what kind of milk you want. You say regular, and then they put strawberry milk in your coffee.
Ooh, Venti going to be hiding here. Hierarch's going to have to be in a little bit of trouble. They will get popped back, but Happy Dream will be able to pick that one up. Autos flying across the rift.
Inadvertently abandoned by Vi. They just didn't know that there are people waiting in those bushes there.
Yeah. Okay, on the topic of milk, though, I have to say, I absolutely hate that, like, all of the, like, milk substitutes are nut-based. Because as someone who has a nut allergy, it means that a lot of times now when people are baking things, they just now randomly have nuts in it when they didn't before. And I'm like, can't have that.
It is a struggle.
That's rough. That's
so
rough.
if their
one.
dragon goes down, so 4th dragon will be a win con
Yeah.
for HS.
They've also got that wallet win con there, you know. Handshake there. Feeling the heft, saying, maybe it's not quite heavy enough to just slap them with it, but certainly going to be pretty healthy here is Happy Dream. Now, we do have a tradition here in the low budget house, yes. When there is a victor in the game, this is nothing to say to Happy Dream, although Happy Dream knows that. He's a longtime player. When a victor is in the game, hang on, as we have a fight in the mid lane, ult being used on Arthur Dent. Oh, Primordial Burst not quite going to be enough, and the shutdown will go over back to Dreamo. So still quite healthy, still the most gold in the game here on this Sivir. If he can live in these fights, if they can find a 5v5 of front to back without getting blown up by Venti beforehand, I think he can absolutely do some damage. But, ult going to be dropped here just to try and get Kaloff out of this lane. Happy Dream really trying to chase him down. What was I talking about before the fight started?
Victor traditions.
Yes!
Victor, yeah.
Victor traditions. So, victors cannot build correctly. It doesn't exist. I don't care if it's the meta build. I don't care if it's actually correct for the situation. The Victor build is wrong. So for each of you, tell me, why is this the wrong Victor mythic, and what Victor mythic should he have built?
I mean, I'm just saying, almost every champion on red side here has a shield.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would go.
Shield bow?
No. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Okay, set ult gonna be going forward here. Mobron gonna be taking the brunt of the damage. Haymaker not quite gonna do it, but now here comes the Cyclone. Sling Monkey forced to flash over the wall. Hextech Ultimatum gonna be used, and so Venti is also gonna find on the other side the Vestayan. He's a Vestayan Wolverine. Did you know that?
That's pretty cool.
Just
Yeah.
a Vestayan Wolverine who loves his mama.
Yeah, and it looks like they will go for this big purple worm here. Won't really be contested. Although Dreamo and Parody look like they're picking up that mid turret. along with Hierarchs, to get that objective bounty, so that will be a little bit of a gold injection into them. Still, about 5k stands the gold lead. So,
Slowly but surely.
if you are UWF here, how are you feeling about this game, and what are you doing here to get yourself back into it? How are you just going to try and protect Dreamo in the front to back? What's the plan? What's the call?
So I would try to get some skirmishes going when they go to get in position for this Baron push. So they're gonna send 1 bot and 4 mid. So I try to catch Camille out or whoever on like a word they don't know about with Vi and get a shutdown, and then give up a tower and slowly but surely get some shutdowns and catch up through Sivir and Tilia.
Okay. So Sivir and Tilia win cons. You're looking to... I mean, they were doing a great job piling this money into Dreamo. Now, Happy Dream just using the ult again onto Kaloth, but Kaloth now has quite a big Haymaker. Gonna half health Happy Dream Knight there, and is gonna use the ultimate to try and escape the Chaos Storm. Gravity Field, though, will be used to keep Kaloth from being right on top of him, and the Leandries burns, and the Happy Dream goes on a rampage. Oh, Hierarch's gonna do a beautiful catch from the field there to stop Bugcatcher from slingshotting away. Bugcatcher now gonna be the receptor of the ultimate. Not quite. Ooh, maybe they can get her. It's gonna be close. You charged up. Hextech Ultimatum used to dodge it out. Now Hierarchs might be in a little bit of trouble if Thick Q2 comes down. It's not quite enough, but meanwhile, Venti on the backline. Dreamo now going to be targeting the mid lane. Will be given the spell shield. Looking to auto, looking to do the damage. Trapped inside of the baby cage here. Is going to get stunned up, and the Primordial Burst is massive.
Wow, I could really see all of Dreamo's neurons firing there to try and spell shield the slow and then stay within the cage.
Hierarch's just going to flash the Mastery 4 there as they glide on to safety on their rock.
Not a bad trade. They got a shutdown.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, can we get a Vigar stat check? After that R, I'm very curious.
Yep, he currently has 239 ability power.
239! Oh, thank you, Cam.
Wow. And in addition to Rabadons, too.
Yeah, Rabadon's going to be bumping that up. 169 AP going to be coming off of that Rabadon's passive. Soul will be coming up here. Do we think UWF are fighting for it? Or are they saying, you know what? It's actually a trap to take Soul here because we win the Elder fight.
I think they're not in a position to take the Dragon fight, so they're going to get some CS and get some Baron vision. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Right, a lot of people that I've played with, we would just say, well, it's not going to get any better, might as well try, oh well, but yep, they're moving to the other side of the map. It's too bad they've already taken top tower, so it's not like they can make a play for something like that right now. It's too far, the wave is too far pushed.
Yep, Ocean Soul will be picked up here. Critically, no grievous wounds yet bought on the side of UWF Blue here. So we'll have to see if that comes out as a response to this, or if they're just like, you know what, we'll just deal with it.
Right, and I'm noticing that Vigar has a stopwatch right now, so it's just going to be that much harder to try and get to him through his cage, through any of his teammates peeling for him, and a stopwatch on top of that.
Oh, as we do see, Bugcatcher might be in a little trouble. The Phase Breaker is able to find it, and the Assault and Battery. The Hextech Ultimatum probably will not be enough. They are going to pick that one up, and it will go over to Kaloth.
Pretty huge.
Whew.
Stalling the game out.
Dodge that. Yeah, trying to stall this game. Arthur Dent doing a ton of damage to the turrets here. This is quite an impressive showing from Arthur Dent, especially because, I mean, I've seen the man play more than Gragas, but it's mostly Gragas. I'm just saying.
So what you're saying is he's a Gragas connoisseur.
Yes, he is a connoisseur of the fat-bellied man. Honestly, can we up for... give me Gragas jungle coaching. I want it. Sounds fun.
Now, what champion do you think is similar to Gragas the most in playstyle, other than Gragas himself, obviously?
Honestly, well, let me think about this. Part of me... So the big defining things about Gragas' kit, I would say, are Belly Slam. Really big for interrupting stuff. And then the ultimate. That can, like, knock people back. And honestly, maybe this is a hot take, Or maybe it's just because I'm one-tricking her in rank right now, but I'm going to say Vi. Because I feel like Vi Q acts in a very similar way to Body Slam. The ult is not quite the same. It's really just Vi Q and Gragas E, and the fact that Vi has good health regen and Gragas has good health regen. That's about it. Sejuani's a good. I like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck myself between Camille and Jinzhao because they both have large AoE ults that displace the enemy team. They both have a good amount of dashes, and they both have the ability to, leap into the enemy team. Obviously, neither of them are that similar, but I'm just trying to think about, the themes that are present in Gragas' kit.
Yeah, Venti just going to be waiting out here, trying to steal away that, but won't quite be able to find it. Sling Monkey, though, flashing over the wall once they see that terrifying monkey come out of the fog.
I'm thinking, I feel like Kennen, if I were to say a comparison, because Kennen's, ultimate is so prominent as an ability in his kit, and he's so annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
Getting blocked down and everything else.
Arthur Dent going to be gone on by Sling Monkey here, but Venti going to go over the wall, and Sling Monkey will not be long for this world, as that is one big monkey. Now Calaf going to be rooted up, not going to be able to get off the Haymaker. Dreamo's still alive, still has a ton of gold, but was getting routed by Happy Dream there. Just doing so much damage on the Victor. What do we think about this Zac take? How similar is Zac to Gragas?
Oh wait, you're right. Zac is a way better comparison.
Ooh, Happy Dream
Two
might be in a little
jumps.
bit of trouble. He's going to be able to get out of there fine.
Slung Monkey found a good engage there, but it was just so hard for Dreamo and Parody to make it past the Victor damage, so they couldn't really follow up on the play.
Old Zac actually makes a way better comparison now I think about it. The kidnap. Similar to Gragas' ult, knocking them back to your team.
That wasn't like Zac on release though, right?
No, that was like
they did like
Zac.
a weird rework and then
changed
it. Yeah, wild.
I think that was my favorite iteration of Zac.
It's very
cool.
like, in Dungeons and Dragons they have the giant oozes. It's very like that kind of vibe, but in a gameplay fantasy. You just want to pick up the enemy team. Schlorp. That's very fun.
Has so much utility value.
Little Robot
pushing
Man,
mid.
Teller of Truth also misses. Okay, they're going to use the Weaver's Wall here. Mobron will not be available. But that doesn't matter. They are going to find Venti's stun as he tries to use the W there through Talia Denial Field. They're going to look to go forward here. Set, going to flash, going to ult in Arthur Dent into the team. Now here comes the Yumi ult. Dreamo looking to do the damage. Hextech Ultimatum is going to be used. Venti going to go incredibly low in the back line. Shut down, going over to the AD carry. Looking to do the autos, but now Sling Monkey will fall to the Vygar W. Going to have to be careful with Happy Dream. That Sivir Q doing damage. That was a huge gold injection into Sivir, though.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need. Get these shutdowns and stall the game out.
Yeah, if they can
Eventually they
farm
can come back.
these inhib waves, if they can get those super minions, it is going to be a lot of gold for their team.
Yeah,
However,
I'd rather have a Sivir on my team than a Vygar, like looking at these items.
yeah.
So I think they have a win con there.
Yeah, and they're just going to leave this top Hypnohib alone. And Dreamo is a monster. An absolute monster. I mean... Ugh. I shudder at, what was it, his Varus that we played against? Where it's just... Tap, 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 tap. Just non-stop autos. When we played a match against them last week, and I'm pretty sure he played Varus, and it was very scary. He killed me. A lot.
That is a scary champion. Has like 4 different builds.
Okay. What kind of milk do we think each League of Legends champion would drink? We'll leave it to just this game.
Oh, come in with saying that Soraka would drink banana milk. That was the only answer I felt confident on.
Dreamo going in. Bugcatcher is going to slay Kalot. Now Sling Monkey, look here to defense. Is going to use that ultimate. Going to look to try to go in. But they are going to be caught up in the gravity field. And Happy Dream will look like a god.
Wonder if he's going to get Elder.
I think their call is we can end the game here. 2 are dead. It's this 3v5. However, one of those 3 is Sivir. Sivir with the Yumi on their back. So we'll have to see what can happen here. We're going to let you go forward. Going to use the Spell Shield. Is going to get knocked into the Vigar cage. And bye-bye to the Bladeswoman and the Cat. Hierarchs will be the last one left standing. The Nexus will be open. Hierarchs will stand proud, trying not to fall. Bugcatcher looking for the damage. Victor looking for the damage. But Hierarch stays alive. And game 1 goes to Handshake.
That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
Both teams are really trying to equalize the pressure.
Absolute banger here. Handshake are going to take game 1. Now, talk to me about the draft adaptations. What kind of draft adaptations are you looking at if you are going into game 2 here?
Well, I really want to see Dreamio and Parody on something that they can pressure lane a little bit harder on. I know that they are dedicated to scaling and playing for late, and that Dreamio's a really reliable mid and late game AD carry, but I think that champions like Lulu or Karma would still give them a lot of that late game scaling, while still allowing them to pressure lane a little bit harder and not just, create a CS gap or get some tower plates, but also get some kills as well.
I think if they switch their mid laner to a more scaling mid laner like Soul on the red side, they might have gotten more room to make plays. So that's what I'd recommend. Because Talia has to wait till 6 to roam. And Soul has a lot of power after items.
Question about spectating. Whenever the game ends, we're disregarding game delay. I can't spectate anymore. Do you know anything about that?
I just have to sometimes alt tab back in.
It only gives me like a play again screen, so I can't. There's no like reconnect option.
Interesting. Are you sure there's not like a tab? Because what happens is it gives me a play again screen, but then I also have a active tab of like who is where.
Likely, this game will give me a chance to try again. Yep, they're starting out the draft here. The link is out at least. Let me send that to...
We've got it going. We've got it going here. I just need to get some logos up on stream. Looks like they will be switching sides for this series. The UWF have selected the blue side. What do you think the strong first pick here is from UWF? Do you think they're going to try and take away something like the Wukong, or how are we feeling?
I think they'll ban Wukong.
Ban Wukong. Okay. Interesting.
Ban Wukong, take Vi?
I could see it. Yeah.
That's a good draft option.
They played the Vi last game. It was unfortunate because it felt like every gank that Vi went for last game, that Sling Monkey was going for, it was just like the Wukong was just there. It was very difficult for them to get off ganks.
Yeah. They just needed to probably wait for ultimates in the Vi. And just get more vision wards on the map.
Yeah, because we are going to be... Oh, I see. We can see me changing things up live. We are going to be starting pick ban here. Wukong. Going to be banned out.
It's a good ban.
Vigar also going to be banned out. So they're going for the strategy of, okay, everything you played last game, you're not allowed to play this game. And I think that is interesting because they do have Arthur Dent subbing in here on the AD carry spot, where he normally plays, I believe, either support or top.
Does anybody play Zaya? That's a really good pick right now.
I don't know. I really don't know what Arthur Dent's bot pool is.
Right.
Complete mystery to me. So if anyone in the chat has any insights as to Arthur Dent's bot lane pool, please do let me know.
Looking at bot.op.gg right now.
Now,
so what do we think they're going to pick first? Jungle? Is jungle priority?
I think jungle is good priority. They might also want. I mean, maybe they want the Sivir, but it might not be the pick. Kai'Sa. I think Dreamo has been playing a lot of Kai'Sa. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, in solo queue. So there's going to be absolute comfort there for the AD carry on the side of UWF. Jarvan going to be the priority pickup here, now that Wukong not available.
Support will go with the Kai'Sa. I know that Parody tends to play
Nautilus there, and then going to pick up the Jarvan. Okay.
Parody tends to play a little bit more of enchanters, but they can also play really good Lux, and I have seen a little bit of a engaged champion. I don't really want to spoil it, just in case the teams are looking at draft. But if Lulu's locked here, I can share. Yep. Parody has played some Amumu, as have their jungler. So I was just kind of curious to see if they would have Amumu as a flex pick here.
Yeah. Ooh, Nocturne. We have seen this before. So
does anybody play Galio here?
I mean, in Executive, I feel like a lot of the players are very willing to sort of go off book. They're very willing to play something that's not in their explicit champion pool, as Cho'Gath can be the hover. I bet that is Arthur Dent.
Would fully expect that would be Arthur Dent. Yep, I agree.
That sounds like a fun landing phase.
Gotta be our boy. Nautilus Cho'Gath sounds kind of like a nightmare in the bot lane. For Kai'Sa Lulu. The Cho'Gath bot matchups, I just don't. I mean, his Q just does 1 billion damage, right? That's just like what it is right now.
Yeah, you just max it first and you go like Doran's Ring.
Mm-hmm.
1 Q is like 130 damage. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah. And so they're going to be covering their AP bases there. Open it up for potentially AP mid, although they do have that AD in the jungle. So it will be interesting to see what they end up going for. What I'm assuming is mid and top, although I suppose Cho'Gath could go either of those places. And then you pair something maybe more traditional with the Nautilus.
A little bit harder for Nocturne too, because these champs are so tanky, so even normally Nocturne, sure, there might be a tanky jungler or tanky topside, but he can always count on ulting the ADC. But in this case, the ADC is Cho'Gath, so that kind of removes some of those options of a squishy target to try and get onto in team fights.
There's also the option of just sending Cho'Gath top and picking something that can heal itself. Because all they gotta really do is front to back and don't let Kai'Sa shred them with this composition.
Yeah, Tristana will be picked up. Tristana absolutely able to fend for herself. I feel like that's Tristana mid. My heart tells me that's Tristana mid.
Yeah, I really expect this to be Tristana mid. I know we're talking about flexibility, picks. But I am not expecting. I think it's just our first impressions is where these champs are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that a Nocturne mid? You never know.
I mean, listen, crazier things, right? Crazier
Lulu top lane is just built different.
Lulu top
Machine Gun Lulu! It's Kai'Sa support! They're swapping! Let's go!
I mean, have you ever played against Lulu AD carry?
Yes, once.
It's menacing.
Lissandra will be locked in here. Set will be the top lane again here for Keloth. And Kennen going to be the counter pick here this time. Camille was available, but that went pretty well, although Set did, I think, abuse that matchup pretty decently. But, yeah, so we have, I mean...
It's a good wombo comp.
I was going to say, there is some good wombo here for the side of Handshake. I don't know. If you're betting your hard-earned schmeckles, which, I mean, feel free to, by the way. We're doing the predictions in Twitch. What are you what are you betting?
I'm not gonna lie, like Handshake's draft a lot more. I think blue side here, a lot of their picks are based on CCing or getting onto the enemy team, like Nocturne, Lissandra ult, and I just think it's really hard to kill them. So I think they're gonna have to try and play it a lot slower, play a lot more peel, so that they can try and whittle down these champs, which is really hard if you have a Kennen and Tristana that can explode your squishy members on blue sides.
I think the team with Tristana, as long as they just farm up, I think they just win by just front to back.
Okay. Yeah, Tristana is going to be in that mid lane there. Cho'Gath will be in the AD carry position.
Wow.
With her dent, just about as expected. I do feel like this time, though, with Sling Monkey on the Nocturne, there is a little bit more sort of unexpected pick potential. I think they saw the Vi coming a lot of times in that last game, and I think that maybe this time there's going to perhaps be a little bit...
My question is, has anybody played against Cho'Gath Nautilus before? I've never did that. That sounds like a lot of poke.
Right, I'm a little bit worried. I think like if they are able to keep the wave near their tower, then it should be okay. But anywhere past the middle of the lane, it starts to be so threatening. Just in the 2v2, let alone versus an aggressive earlier ganking jungle like Jarvan. One thing I wanted to point out after playing against Sling Monkey's Nocturne is that instead of only playing for side lane picks into objectives, Sling Monkey tends to also save ulti sometimes for big team fights to try and make it difficult for the enemy team to follow up on picks and to kind of give their team the opportunity to have flanks and to deal with things in a more controlled manner while the enemy team is a little discombobulated. So I think that if they are able to use that to their advantage, and in that same way, it could really help the team fighting of blue side here.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I'm seeing another take coming out that I actually kind of like in the chat. What do you guys think about crit Nocturne here? Because you have a lot of tanks here on the side of Handshake for Kai'Sa and Set to try to chunk through. Lissandra not going to be doing too much of that damage. So, I mean, Little Robot Man, who, I mean, speaks the truth every stream, says, you want to go Kraken Nocturne.
I think it's very viable because of the Lulu. And if you get Kraken with a Bork, and then the rest tank, similar to like a Master Yi strategy, and you get onto the backline where they don't expect it, you can just one-shot the backline, and then the rest of the composition just kind of gets shredded. I've played against it before.
Interesting. I've never seen a crit Nocturne. I don't think I've seen a crit Nocturne in a really long time, so it'll be very interesting to see if that particular itemization gets picked up. I would expect it to be the Stride Breaker, but, you never know. Never know. Could be listening to us right now. Also, someone saying earlier, Navori Lulu is the juice. So we'll have to see. I mean, hey, double 80 carry bot lanes are in fashion, right? So,
I mean, have you never been polymorphed 24/7? That's what you're going to be playing against.
As a jungler, I am a frequent recipient of the polymorph blessing. Yeah.
Polymorph
parodies Lulu a few times, and honestly, the poke is pretty intense, so I'm pretty curious how it goes into this melee matchup.
Yeah.
I want to see the attack speed runes.
I want to give credit here. Oh, I need to switch their sides in game. I want to give credit here to my team. We finished our series, and I was like, I'm kind of tired. And my two current lovely co-casters like, no, we want to see some executive league action. So, per their request, here we are, giving you some of that good low budget LCS action on the rare Friday night game. Okay. We are good to go.
We are here to have fun.
Alright, is everyone at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
Oh, about 2
27.
seconds behind, but that's okay.
My league fully crashed, so I'm getting in again right now.
Okay, let me know when you are ready for the count.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I miss him already.
I paused it a couple of seconds, so we should be good.
Huge.
Well,
Okay,
I am
my
at
speed's
50,
going to max.
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 1 minute, 1, 2,
Yeah, we're exactly the
3,
same.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay, so they got a
10.
Yeah, that's
reward.
good. That's good.
Goodbye, my friends. Where does the count go when he's done counting a game? Little Robot Land. Yeah, let's go with that. Thanks, Little. That's good. That works. He also has Brunch with the Mighty Fool. Those are the two things the count does. Teaches children numbers and has Brunch with the Mighty Fool.
So this early ward getting really good value. You know where the jungler started. Like Monkey started blue buff here.
Absolutely. Going to be able to get that early vision down. One of the things you can do with Jarvan is you can scout those bushes with your E, since it's what you want to start anyway. And so then if they're clear, you can go for a cheeky little early ward, get that vision in, and get to knowing where the jungler is going to start. Sling Monkey, though, going to probably just want to clear down here. Likely not too much can be done early game by the Nocturne. Whereas the Jarvan, going for that hyper-aggressive pathing. Buff,
Yeah.
skip the top side, other buff, gonna get the Gromp, and probably gonna look bot.
Level 3 gank bot, probably.
Yeah.
I wonder if parity or ward.
Yeah,
Wait.
it will be interesting to see. Doesn't look like it has been dropped as of yet, although this would be around the time when you're expecting that. I mean, Jarvan, infamous for the level 2 ganks, so they are probably expecting a little bit of early aggression here. Probably not 100% sure where he started, though.
You can see Jarvan's ward is going
I
to
got
spawn
another
Nocturne
ward.
here, and Parity did ward the lane bush to try and poke Nautilus a little bit more, so there is no ward for River. But they did, I think, see Jarvan behind the tower there.
Dreamo's got a ward.
Dreamo! Dreamo ward!
Oh, they're really investing on this bot gank.
Yeah, they are playing pretty safe here. They do know that that ward is available.
Good knock up on the Cho'Gath. This is a great setup, even
Yeah.
if they know it's coming.
Overrun going forward is going to find the root, is going to find the pullback. Venti not available. Flash forward, flag and drag. Dreamo is going to go down to first blood for Arthur Dent.
They lose so much gold in bot lane off this play.
That's a big wave crashing in. However, Nocturne, who has been able to take 2 more camps here about, then the Jarvan is around. But, you know, without your AD carry, is going to opt just to go for the final camp and then probably look for top scuttle.
On the reverse, Set's getting poked down pretty heavily.
Yeah, so can you talk to me a little bit about this top lane matchup? Like, how does Set versus Kennen go?
Well, since Kennen got buffs a lot recently, it's just kind of wait until about level 6, and then you could start harassing the Kennen with your ultimate by pinning them against the wall and all editing. Or you're waiting for a jungler. It's just a generic melee versus range matchup, but Set actually has way more value than Kennen in a team fight.
Interesting, even with Slicing Maelstrom?
Yes, because Set will just AoE ult everybody and then pull them together, and that sets up Nocturne with Sandra. While like Kennen can set up stuff, but it doesn't do a lot of damage if you don't get fed off laning phase.
Yeah. You're also playing Set into a Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath, the absolute dream for a Set player. Now, this probably will be AP Cho'Gath, so going to be a little bit less big on the health, but certainly still will be... Oh, I forgot. Thank you so much, Zelius. Who won game 1? Handshake won game 1. So we can just go ahead and put that one up now. Boop, 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 boop. There you go.
Oh, Popobo, would you say that Cho'Gath is a happy dream for Set?
I would say Cho'Gath is quite a happy dream for the set. And we do have the best Cho'Gath skin, which is Gentleman Cho'Gath. Up you go is one of my favorite voice lines. Yeah. We do see just a little bit of Noodle fighting up here in the top lane. But Parody and Dreamo getting a lot of poke damage there on the Mobron. Mobron, by the way, owner of Mob Dog, Polo, one of the dog mascots for the low budget LCS. Hang on, Venti going forward. Mobron gonna find the auto, gonna find the Q. Flag and drag again. It's the setup, it's the kill, but they are gonna trade back onto Mobron for that gank.
Yeah, they're really getting value out of this setup from bot lane. Cho'Gath Nautilus.
Yeah,
Kind of hard to deal with.
Using all of that crowd control, using the especially the Nautilus auto passive has had so much value here, because that's how he's starting these out. Okay, so we do have a pause. That is interesting, because I thought we were in a... They did blind pick to save time, because this match started a little bit late, and I didn't think you could pause, but you can.
Well, we got bamboozled. Well, looking at this play, looks like Lissandra's gonna W the J4 and then ult, and then Nocturne will fear.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure who wins here. We do have the Frozen Tome. Is that what it's called? Yes! Available here for Lissandra.
Combat pause, huge.
Yeah, we do see the creep score in the lower lane. Yeah, we do see quite a big differential here between Dreamo and Arthur Dent. Obviously, a ton of pressure invested into the bot side there from Venti, using Arthur Dent and Mobron just to get that CC.
Right, they're trying to make so much happen with the Jarvan before Nocturne can get level 6, because Nocturne is so reliant on ultimate for their ganks.
Yeah, Nocturne gonna love to use that paranoia. Also, whenever you get Nocturne ulted, I'm just gonna say this is an unwritten rule for... I'm just gonna say all League players. You have to say, I can't see. It's also like when you get Grave Smoke Screen. You have to just... I don't care if you need clear comms. You just have to yell to your team, I can't see! I can't see! It's a requirement, yeah. So really gonna be able to disrupt, perhaps, the coordination of Handshake with that one.
And that shows you get true communication. You say that every time.
Yeah, yeah. HS's Handshake here, as that Handshake emote is going to be their logo. Do we know why the game is paused?
Guess we don't. Said there was emergency. Hope everything's great.
I hope everything is doing A-okay. In the meantime, let's go back to the milk conversation.
Okay.
Now, I know for a fact, so chocolate milk, obviously a thing. Strawberry milk, definitely a thing. There's normal milk. Probably had to pet Mob Dog. Very true. Mob Dog is important and a treasure. If you haven't seen
It's
Polo,
the pet gap.
go look for Polo in the low budget LCS Discord. He's a goddamn gem. Okay? I know banana milk is also a thing. Okay. Let me just Google
I need to try banana milk. That sounds pretty good.
I've heard people say good things about banana milk.
I don't know. I like banana, so banana milk makes sense.
What milk alternative do you think Ivern would be? I'm trying to decide between rice milk, soy milk, oat milk, and almond milk. Which one matches Ivern the best?
I'd go all almond.
But those are his tree brethren. He's consuming their unborn children.
They died naturally, so he's using his resources correctly.
It's like a human having human milk. Yeah.
I feel like he'd do like rice milk, because rice he would probably consider like insignificant enough that it's like acceptable.
Well, rice is a grass, and he can make grass, so the math checks out. Is all I'm saying.
True. Yeah. What chat? Give me other kinds of milk. Banana milk. Okay. Also, I love your name, Taco Race Car. Taco Cat Race Car. That's it. Banana milk hits harder than a 2x4. Okay. So there's banana milk. There's chocolate milk. Do you think? Okay. How about chocolate and banana milk mixed together? You said no to the chocolate and strawberry, even though chocolate and strawberry is a time-honored classic. You know, chocolate-covered strawberries. What about chocolate and banana?
I think that sounds pretty good.
Have you had the coffee syrup in milk? I have not. Is it just like coffee flavored simple syrup or what? Is it like a creamer sort of vibe?
Coffee milk is just getting dangerously close to like a mocha.
True. At what point is it coffee milk? Is it coffee milk or is it milk coffee?
Like a latte.
Who is to say, indeed.
So,
It's like chocolate strawberry syrup, but coffee. Oh, I have not. There's probably butterscotch is probably a flavor that they do for milk. I feel like butterscotch syrup. Mix it,
wow.
maybe.
Chocolate strawberry. You guys are opening my horizons. I should try some.
Now I want to do a low budget LCS milk taste test. Except for I can't eat nut milks, so nut milk goes out the window. I'll do oat or rice or whatever.
Oh, is the game
The game's
starting?
pausing.
Okay! Now, it is tradition for the spectator client to bug out and do what's called a post-pause pause. So, well, one, it doesn't look like it's resuming just yet.
It just says 0. That works.
Yeah.
It's a sign.
Do you have any?
Oh, paused.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, we're going to have the ultimate drop down on Arthur Dent instantly, trying to find the silence, but they are going to find a shutdown. Money going into the pocket of Hierarchs here. Hierarchs has had a lot of good plays from both of these games around bot lane.
I think it's really important that Hierarchs got that kill too, because they're going to be down a good amount of gold after Tristan has been able to wail on these mid plates in their absence.
Yeah, so currently will be still up about 300 gold because of that kill. Turret plate will go over to Happy Dream there, making it pretty even, just about 200 going to be the delta between these two mid laners. But honestly, I feel like part of the ethos behind getting that bot play off is just making sure Arthur Dent and Mobron aren't accelerating too far in front of your bot lane.
Yeah, make sure that they understand that there's pressure on the opposite side of the map.
For sure. Yeah. Alright, so we got Nocturne approaching 6. Can one of you give me an EX? Is it possible to check EXP? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's got about 2 minions experience off leveling.
Okay. Did see Arthur Dent there use the ultimate to chomp a minion, just to get that Cho'Gath passive up and running. So, up you go!
Huge
I
knockout.
love it. I love it so much.
I love Cho'Gath. Great
Cho'Gath
champion.
is so fun. Cho'Gath is a really great champion design. He was one of the original ones released, right?
Yeah. I don't know the exact number, but he was one of the first ones.
Yeah. Because he's been a 450 for a while. Got some pings coming out. Venti will be spotted out on these wards. So they will know the Jarvan is down here. Now, as opposed to last game, I'm pretty sure we had a Drake taken by now. Does look like Handshake are going to try to go for it here. Okay, Nocturne ult will be available. Kennen going to use a Slicing Maelstrom. Haloth ulting the Kennen potentially away there from the Nocturne. Nocturne just not quite able to get there. So
Yeah,
Red...
getting Dragon in the meantime.
Yeah, Handshaker's just going to pick up this first Drake and say, you know what? We won through Soul last game. We can do it again.
Well, in their position,
what
then they can
happened
contest the Herald.
The Nocturne, I saw that set even put down a ward in Tribush there to try and get Nocturne the vision so that he could follow up on the ult.
Yeah, I think level 1 Nocturne ult just is not quite as far as you'd expect. Like, it's actually kind of short. Like, if I'm ganking bot with level 1 Nocturne ult, I usually need to be, like, in Tribrush or something. So
Maybe they thought Kennen was going to run forward with ult for some reason.
Yeah. Maybe, and now they do see they're contesting this bot. Yep, there goes the ultimate. Dreamo gonna rock in with the plasma, but now Arthur Dent, Mobron available to do the CC. There goes the damage, but Flash over the wall is gonna keep him alive. Venti going incredibly low. Cataclysm goes down, but Hierarchs is able to pick it up with some ice, slicing through the team, getting out with that E. Hierarchs making the play.
Yeah, and if
It's an
that went
absolute
even more
nice-
dicey, Happy Dream would have been there.
Oh, yeah, and that was just... I mean, it was such a good call from Hierarchs, seeing that he was going a little bit aggressive, a little bit deep for the red. You know, Dreamo parity coming up, using the ultimate, using the CC. You know, everyone getting away from the Jarvan was critical as well, so he doesn't get that triumph feeling. He doesn't get to survive, doesn't get any of that chance to get back into it.
Wow, and look at the top lane. Look at the CS difference. I'm surprised.
Oh, the set 87 to 66 on the bug catcher. Yeah. Is that because you'd expect the Kennen to be able to navigate that matchup more efficiently?
Yeah, I'd expect Kennen to be able to just push the wave under whenever he wants. But it looks like once like level 5 and higher happens for set, he's just slowly whittling the Kennen down where he's starting to miss CS to try to trade.
Interesting. Okay. Now, it looks like we do have, what is that, Heartseeker Axe? What's it called? Hearthbound Axe. Okay. Tristana going in, but here comes the Nocturne ultimate onto the mid lane. Nearsighted, fleeing, stunned up. The cleanse will not save you now. And the Sling Monkey slings him into the Death Realm.
Yeah, 2 ultimates to get both sums and a kill.
Yeah.
Wonder if Red Side can get something out of it.
Right, I'm even more worried for the bot lane here. I know that they've placed a control ward in lane there. Both of the champions here don't have their sums, and now they know that Nocturne can't threaten counter gank with ult as well.
He can threaten with ult, but he can threaten with his body. Mobron going to go forward, but Arthur Dent and Venti are just a little too far away. Dreamo and Parity playing this one real safe.
Just thinking with these champions, I mean, it might be a little bit hard without Mobron Ignite, but they have a pretty good dive comp if they ever wanted to go with that with the burst from Cho'Gath ult and their, you know, beefiness that they have in their champions.
It is one of the like 2 options they got here because they can front the back too.
For sure.
Depends on the positioning.
Yeah, game is dead even right now. I want to see a team fight, like a full proper team fight break out around this next Drake. Gold is dead even. You know, I think you've got more on the Lissandra, more on the set. I think
watch your mid.
Oh, Venti looking over the wall. That's a tricky one. And Mobron coming from behind the turret, flag and drag into the Cataclysm, meaning Mobron can't quite get the entrance. Happy Dream taking a ton of damage as Hierarchs goes immune. Mobron going to find it out of the root. Hierarchs going to find a trade back. Venti not going to go down. But yeah, so nice little trade and a shutdown over to Venti.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Raptor camp is such a good gank angle for a lot of junglers.
Yeah, I know Zach is an absolute nightmare coming over that pit. Oh my goodness. Just, I mean, his slingshot goes across the whole lane, so what are you going to do? You know? You can't ward that and your side bush and all the potential angles you can come from. But now Dreamo and Parity potentially sense a little bit of an opportunity with Mobron away. Going to be able to dodge out of that hook. Arthur Dent will be able to just live for now. But now they're going to maybe turn their sights onto Mobron here. Jarvan not in the area, but I'm not sure if they know that. So they can perhaps...
Ace is out of mana.
Threaten
So
string.
scary.
Yeah, no mana.
Oh, that was
Kaisa.
so close. If Kaisa hit W and Lulu ignited, I think they have the kill. But those 2 crucial abilities, they weren't able to get him off in that team fight.
Yeah, but still, absolutely dead. Dead even gold here. Right now, 21.6 to 21. Okay, 0.7. Okay, now it ticks over. All right. I see how it is. As we do have this next Drake available. Nocturne is in the area. Does have that Mythic available. So does Jarvan. It looks like no one has too much gold in the pocket other than the top laners. Top laners teleport crucially for this fight is not unleashed. They're not going to be able to get here. And Kaloth is a chunk of the gold here for the side of UWF, 46.
Oh, they're pulling the dragon out.
Yeah, dragon is going to be started here by Handshake. Will be spotted out though, and they don't want to give this one over. Okay, Nocturne ult.
Are they
going down. They
use
can't
Feast
see.
on
They
Dragon or
can't
not?
see. Oh, not quite going to be found. We'll go into the bot lane. He's going to get knocked up, but Lulu ult available. And now Kaloth is here. Ult into the back line. Face breaker into the Haymaker, but goes down for the trouble. Bug catcher now back, and the slicing Maelstrom cuts through UWF.
Wow, that was a crazy follow-up.
Whew.
Cannon ult at the very end. The peel.
Both of the teleports just became unleashed. They just became unleashed, and they just used them in that fight. Oh, yeah.
Pretty worth it.
Really, really great set ult on the backside, but the slicing Maelstrom was just... It was so high value. Because it felt like UWF had to trade so much of their health bar just to get into the fight, just to try to start it, with Handshake sort of falling back, and then by the time the cannon got there, it was just lights out.
Yeah.
I thought it was lights out when the Nocturne ulted.
The composition is very set up to like one-shot somebody. So when they peeled back, the issue became that everybody followed up afterwards the cannon ult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, it's kind of like what we talked about in draft, where Handshake has the ability to one-shot a lot of the squishy members on UWF, but UWF doesn't have anybody to one-shot in the same way with Lysandra and Nocturne. I think Kennen is the closest champion that they have to that, and at the start of the play, he wasn't there.
Yeah. And now it looks like they're going to bring their power up. They're going to be able to pick up both neutrals here. They got the Drake. They've got the Herald. It's 6-9, and Happy Dream is going to get this bot turret, but he might trade his life for it. Sling Monkey going to go in, nearsighted, flash forward, not going to be able to land the fear, but Hierarchs is here as well. One ultimate used to bounce Sling Monkey back. Lulu is available as well. Happy Dream going to get Polymorph, going to cleanse, going to be slowed by the Glitter Lance. Ken Hierarchs goes in, uses the self-ultimate to get the knock-up, and Hierarchs gets another kill. Oh, but now Kaloth gonna be in trouble. There's 4 people here. Not gonna find a knock-up. Slicing Maelstrom will find the stun. Haymaker might be enough to save him. Ult trying to get the life, but not quite able to find it. Sling Monkey able to immune that. Now onto the backline. Bug Catcher incredibly low. Shut down found by Sling Monkey. He's gonna heal ever crucially off of that. Shut down then. Found back by Arthur Dent. But can they find it? Here comes the knock-up parody. Flashing forward to get out of it. Flag and drag over the entire team. Triple kill for Arthur Dent from across the backline. Dreamo looking to do the damage. Looking to stack the plasma. Gets a big shield, but Venti just able to get out of there. A quadra kill for the Cho'Gath here. They're looking to find it. Parody looking to find the Glitter Lances on to Venti. Looking to get that retribution. Polymorph Penta.
Wow, all that gold funnels in Cho'Gath really got value in that one fight. He just stayed back and kept throwing ruptures to clean up.
I'm not even in this game, and my heart's going so fast.
If you showed me this game and you were like, "Hey John, who do you think's gonna get a pentakill here, huh?" I would say, I don't know, Tristana, maybe Kaisa, yeah, Kennen, really good slicing Maelstrom.
Maybe set ult.
Yeah, maybe set ult. The Cho'Gath. No, it's just Cho'Gath. Just Q rupture, and I'm pretty sure one of the kills was picked up by a silence over the wall. So, I mean, great Cho'Gath gameplay here from Arthur Dent, proving he's not just a Gragas player.
Hey, I approve. I'm a Cho'Gath player myself.
It does look like he exclusively likes to build Cosmic Drive. I know you built that on Gragas. I think he might have built... No, I don't think he built that on a Vigar. Ooh, flash forward, though, coming in here from Hierarchs. And then here comes the Nocturne ultimate follow-up. Sling Monkey gonna use that spell shield not to get stunned up, and Hierarchs is gonna get a kill onto the Bug Catcher.
That's what they need to do. They need to keep picking people off and do skirmishes.
Yeah, an absolutely beautiful combination here with Lysandra ult and the Nocturne ultimate. Really good, really clean gameplay. You find an isolated pick in the side lane, the Lysandra E's in, the Nocturne ult's in, and you are good to go. But another match made in heaven is Happy Dream and a turret.
Well, normally I think when there's a champion that's fed like this with so much of the team's gold on it, like this Cho'Gath, your goal is to try and focus them in team fights, try and pick them off.
Oh, the Cho'Gath, it's so hard. Now here comes the set ult in the back line. Haymaker finds a ton of damage. Dreamo gonna be ulted up, gonna get that shield. Venti critically though, gonna be able to get out of there. Dreamo looking to do the damage, looking to find it. The Nocturne falls, and they've traded 2 for 1. Going in favor.
They might get inhibitor here. They really wanted to.
Yeah, they could, although...
Oh, it's so scary, because Dragon's coming up.
Yeah, always nice to get. It's nice to get inhibs, obviously, but sometimes in a game it's a little bit too early to get them because super minions are more money, right? They're more money and more experience than like regular cannons.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They are worth about 30 more gold comparison to like the max you would get from cannons in the mid game.
Mm-hmm.
Comparing like a cannon level 1
Mm-hmm.
to a super minion, it's like 40, 50 gold more. It's kind of crazy.
I learned today, Tibbers, Annie-Tibbers, that is 50 gold if you kill it. So that's like a solid chunk. They don't look like they want to give this Drake, as it would be third here. Arthur Dent going to be doing a ton of zoning here, and that dragon is just going to go over. Now Cho'Gath, Nautilus going to go in. Slicing Maelstrom going to be used, going to be able to find two, but they're going to be knocked up. Now ult into the backline goes Bombo Blast. Kaloff looking to do the damage, but they are all locked into the Cataclysm. Hierarchs will be the lone member left alive, and Hierarchs will fall as Happy Dream draws a bead and ends the team fight. Whew.
Yeah, and they won that from having the position 20 seconds before the dragon spawned by backing instead of trying to go for inhibitor.
Yeah. So a really good heads up forethought play here coming out from the side of Handshake, who look themselves to be in a great position here. Now, tell me, again, UWF finds himself in a little bit of a scary, a little bit of a tenuous situation. How are you getting back into this here if you're UWF? What's your call?
Like the plays that they've been making with Nocturne and Lissandra, I think trying to play around those ultimates and getting more gold onto those champions. It's gonna be hard though, I'm not gonna lie. But I think that maybe avoiding team fights, looking for fights where they can have the number advantage is their best bet here.
If they can get a second item on Kaisa, and then from there find picks with the Lissandra ult and Nocturne ult to get some skirmishes of their own and get those shutdowns, they can get Kaisa really huge in this game, and then that could be the way to deal with Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath's becoming a really beefy boy right now.
You also do have that Set ultimate. I don't think we've seen Set find the big Cho'Gath Bombo just yet. There was a big ult that last fight, but I thought it was Mobron or Venti. Like, I'm not 100% sure. They are just going to melt this big purple worm here. Chomp available from the Cho'Gath. Oh, misses it. Maybe
30
just a little
HP.
bit.
I did that last game. Oh no.
We do a
Cho'Gath
little
Unite.
trolling. Yeah. But they are going to look to tighten up their defenses. They're going to look to keep it nice and orderly here. Now, I will say, I was casting a match the other day. Oh god, who was it? I think it was Twempest Fouame versus... I need to look. But what happened was the game looked losing for one side, and then it literally just flipped on a dime. The other team won a single team fight, pushed it down mid, and ended the game. And that is all it took.
Now, what kind of composition do you think they had?
It wasn't
like a vein?
anything super crazy. It was...
I can imagine like a Kale Azir Rise. Like something like that.
Oh,
where that would happen.
yeah. I don't... why can't I remember? I think it might have been Ginyu Force versus Twempest Fouame. Yeah. And then Twempest Fouame, game one, just looked like they were done for. I think it was that. I don't know. I'm so bad at remembering super specifics, but that's fine. It was a banger. Just go back and watch all of the streams from this week if you're curious.
Oh, Cho'Gath's poking bot lane slowly but surely with the Baron.
Cho'Gath does a ton of damage.
Two-prong attack.
Yep. Doing the good old 4-1 Cho'Gath in the bot lane. All you need is one good team fight here. Possible they slip up.
Need to make it happen here. Get the shutdowns.
And you have your tools available. Flashes, ultimates, ignites.
Everything's
everything available for both sides here. Well, Mobron doesn't have flash. Okay, ultimate going to go down. Hierarch's forced to self-ult as Paranoia goes in. Jarvan to find the Cataclysm on a bunch. The Face Breaker is good. Haymaker throws Bugcatcher into the backline, and they're going to find a couple kills. Parody, Hierarchs, and Kaloth left alive as Happy Dream looks to do some autos down. Looks to get him in the fountain. Happy Dream.
Oh, man.
Doing a ton of damage here. Just absolutely suppressing UWF in the fountain. Mobron and Arthur Dent are very low, though. 18 seconds on Dreamo if Kaloth can stall. Happy Dream, though, just going to be a little bit of a problem. Facebreaker not quite going to find Happy Dream into the fountain, and they're autoing down the Nexus. Can Kaloth find it? It looks like it is going to be Game 2 and the series going over to the Handshakes.
Oh, man, they tried really hard. Both comps were good.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a great match from both teams. I think Handshake were just able to find slight edge there in the composition. Both games going with a non-traditional bot lane that seemed to work quite well into the team of UWF.
Right, I was kind of noticing that it seemed almost like Arthur Dent was trying to play towards their strengths and not try and beat Dreamo at their own game. And yeah, step outside of that meta. I'm not saying Cho'Gath ADC is the most off-meta pick. I've seen it played a few times now, but yeah, trying to play towards their history as a top laner and somebody that's not the most well-rounded ADC player as far as it goes.
Now, which side was banning Ivern? Because that sounds like a bot lane pick they'd want.
No, those weren't real bans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We do interviews, Zach. If you want to go ahead and have someone from your team hop on in here, we can drag them on. We can ask you a few questions about how you're feeling, about the drafting. So, let me just go ahead and Handshake. Any one of them? Who would you guys most like to interview there? Arthur Dent? I think Arthur Dent. Happy Dream's here. Okay. Happy Dream, welcome to the Low Budget LCS broadcast. Great to see you back for another season. Congratulations on your win there.
Thanks.
Why don't you start by taking us through what sort of happened in this game from the bot lane standpoint? Why is Arthur Dent on AD carry, and what is his champ pool?
We have I think we have 8 people on our roster, and so we kind of move people around depending on what we want to play. We actually have just played a lot of non-traditional comps recently, all our matches. And we figured their best player is a challenger ADC, so Arthur thought he would get kind of hand stiffed by this guy, so we decided why don't we pick things that are good in the meta right now, but not quite right-clicking champs, I guess. And Cho'Gath is pretty strong with Senna you've seen in LCK, but we have figured that you can also just run it with Engage. It's quite good. And the second they picked I would say a not as safe bot lane, we knew that we could just lock in Cho'Gath and Nautilus, and it was pretty free for us.
Interesting.
It went better than we expected, honestly. We were the call was just go even, but it went more than even, so that was perfect.
No, I am looking at your match history here. Did you play Pantheon bot, or is that...
No, I played Pantheon mid.
Okay. I think it's out of order because Kariomart was the one posting, so they're at the top. But
Yeah.
I see a Pantheon next to a Leona. And after the games we just watched, I would say it's not entirely out of the question.
No, we considered it, but no, that was we were just throwing it out there. But yeah, that game was different. We just wanted to pick something that's
Yeah.
I think Pantheon was our panic pick. We're what could we pick that can go even mid? And we were pick Pantheon because it's a Kali. But that was about it.
Sure. All right, Triple Chocobo, do either of you have any questions?
Yeah, what was your guys' mindset? I think it was, the second Dragon play on bot side? When you were
Is that the one where
zoning
they came in
Cho'Gath?
and flanked us? And they had the teleports?
Yeah.
That one we kind of were calling that they could fight, but we knew we were so much stronger. Like all the gold was on Lysandra, and Lysandra, although she's like pretty strong, she isn't like a 1v9 champ.
Yeah.
She kind of reminds me of like a Viego sort of, where like if you can get the kills going, she can carry a fight with her passive, but she has to like get off her ult. And with Kennen like TPing in, her only target is me. So we knew that like, okay, well she's gonna go for me and I have cleanse, so it's not a big deal. And the thing is Cho'Gath is also really strong into most of their picks. I think they kind of picked into Cho'Gath a little too much. Like Nocturne and Lysandra both get hurt by the silence. So the second like Lysandra jumps in, we can just silence our Nocturne. There's a lot of times Nocturne jumped in, he just got silenced, he couldn't spell shield, and he just died instantly. And we just knew that like we were stronger as a unit. Because although Lysandra had some pretty good roams, I had like 5 plates in the first turret. So I was super far ahead, right? Like in terms of gold.
We were
And Tristana
noticing
is
that.
like, yeah, and Tristana is a champ that like is she with it being a reset champ, right? She can just kind of run rampant in team fights if you can't get on her. I mean that team fight was like solo won, I think, by our Kennen like kind of matching the set's flank, but just coming in right after him and getting a really insane ult to kill the whole bot lane. But yeah, their comp was a comp that kind of needed to get ahead. They were like severely outscaled, I felt, and our comp just had like a comparable early game, and they weren't able to like capitalize that much. Besides, like when I inted mid because I heard Nocturne bot call, and then I jumped on Lysandra and instantly got ulted. But that was like I imagined that was going to happen all game, so we were like prepared for that. I was like, okay, well maybe I won't get as many plates, but it just seemed like their mid laner wasn't having a good time, so he wanted to make sure he got bot or make sure he could like snowball their bot lane, which we kind of figured that was going to be the call because we heard Dreamo's good, and then we like looked and super high ranked, so we're like, okay, this guy's probably their main carry.
Talking about
yeah,
running
that makes
rampant,
sense.
what were the comms like when the pentakill happened on your team?
Oh.
We were screaming like okay Penta like over and over and over again, and then just like screaming Cho'Gath Penta, like popping off because it was like pretty free, and then Arthur's like, I'm gonna get a Penta, and I think that's like Arthur doesn't get that many Pentas actually. I don't think he's gotten that many in general, so it was pretty funny that he was like popping off, getting his Penta on stream, which was cool. So that would be like immortalized in a way.
Oh yeah, make sure to clip that.
I think I
love to
actually
clip
might
that.
have got a Penta in our last series, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was a Quadra on Trist, but that's like not nearly as cool as like a Cho'Gath Penta, right? And that wasn't on stream. So yeah, we'll clip that. But that was cool. We had a good time. We like made this team kind of to just play with like some friends. We actually don't really practice much. We just were like, we'll just show up. But the thing is most of the players on here are like multi-rolled players, so we have like a lot of freedom in draft. And I feel like when people watch pro play, there's like people just draft like the same 20 champs every game, but I actually think there's like a decent variety of things you can pick. And we just decided like, okay, we're gonna like mix it up and have some fun, and it's been cool. I think our drafting has been like really good. I feel like it's been really hard to draft versus us because we have so many options in terms of where we can put certain picks. Also, I think this meta favors us because they did buff a few of these champs that I think are traditionally like pretty good flex picks. So that's been fun. We still have some more in the tank too, so I'm hoping we get to show them off. Yeah, and then shout out to our sub Anthony for coming in, our other jungler. He's very sick, and he's like, I need to take a nap, and then I guess like couldn't wake up. So it's like, yeah, I might have COVID or something. So it's
I hope he feels
yeah,
better.
hopefully he's good. He's like, I was kind of worried because he honestly has been like our carry. He's been super good. So, but our sub, he killed it as well, and he's quite good as well. So that was great.
Well, I love your guys' creativity.
Yeah, Tony looked pretty terrible in the jungle there. But yeah, well, thank you very much for coming. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, thanks for streaming us so late as well. And also thanks for watching. Hopefully we get some stream more. We'll try to be entertaining as we can. That was our goal, is to like go for clips and have some fun. So yeah, but thanks guys.
Yeah, and that is gonna do it for us here at the Low Budget LCS. Please, everyone, have a fantastic Friday evening, and do remember, it takes two to tango.